RCB KKR clashes, Gautam Gambhir and Parthiv Patel. Gautam, you said it yourself, this is the biggest rivalry for the Kolkata Knight Riders. What was it like taking on RCB?
Look, don't know whether it is the same rivalry as it used to be when I was captaining, but then obviously it was great fun playing against RCB, and it was always even more great fun beating them, especially at Chinnaswamy. And I always enjoy the rivalry because it just gets that spice in the tournament, and there has to be a rivalry, like how we talk about Mumbai Indians versus CSK. So we always used to talk about RCB versus KKR. Don't know about what it is right now.
You've been in the RCB camp for some high-octane KKR-RCB clashes. What's a match day against KKR like?
Absolutely, I think I agree with Gautam. There's always some sort of thing because RCB got all out to 47. It was 49. So that is the reason why that the rivalry has been very spiced up. But the games are always at high octane because you're playing at Chinnaswamy. There's high scoring runs. I played one of the game where Andre Russell got 64 in a of 16 balls and they won by 4 balls to spare. And then we played another game at Kolkata again where again Andre Russell was going, but we got lucky and won by 3 or 4 runs. So always the games have always been against RCB and KKR. So always fun playing against good sides because that's what you play for.
Gautam, there have been some flashpoints in this rivalry. Do you have a favorite on-field moment from RCB versus KKR?
49 all out, and I think it's going to remain like that till the time someone doesn't score less than 49. No, that's what it is. 49 talks a lot about it. Probably there should have been an accountability after that, but unfortunately there was no accountability.
I remember all those years ago when the IPL first came about, watching it from Australia, and we didn't know what it was quite going to hold, and the entertainment that was on display as well. It was joyous to watch on the TV screen from halfway across the world. But Ross Taylor, you were there that night. What was it like actually being there in the atmosphere, in the sense that I think cricket might be changing forever here?
Yeah, I think with all the light shows, the cheerleaders, a lot of things that you didn't really associate with cricket leading into it. I can remember there was a bit of an opening ceremony, and our coach at the time, Martin Grove, saying, I think Brendan's on going to get it done for 80, but he was wrong. He got 100. He was just a bit on edge at the time, but as I said before, 13 years ago, the competition's just gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, absolutely. We've all just fallen more and more in love with it as it's gone on, haven't we? Well, it is Super Sunday at the VIVO IPL for 2021. All kicked off with RCB looking for their third straight win. Stick around.
13 years ago today, King Kohli played his first game for RCB. Stay tuned as we relive his epic journey in the toughest 20.
एनर्जी को रखे बरकरार नेचुरल जिंसेंग एंड टोरी और ओवरऑल हेल्थ के लिए 20 मल्टीविटामिन्स और मिनरल्स जिंक विटामिन डी एंड सी बड़ा इम्यूनिटी हर पल जब हेल्थ ओके तो सब ओके
Today wants you to start living.
13 years ago today, King Kohli played his first game for RCB. Stay tuned as we
Lamination वाला एक्सटीरियर पेंट एशियन पेंट्स अल्टीमा प्रोटेक्ट बारिश धूप और धूल को आने दो
GoDaddy के साथ बिजनेस ऑनलाइन मेक इन इंडिया रेडी फॉर इंडिया GoDaddy कंप्लीट ऑनलाइन बिजनेस सॉल्यूशन
The racetrack recognizes a champion, and every lap only fuels a hunger for victory. Presenting the TVS Apache RTR 160 with class-leading 17.6 PS of power, engineered to outpower racing DNA unleashed.
डॉलर पहनने वालों की कभी नहीं फटती डॉलर बिग बॉस
कोई दूसरा सीमेंट आपको सोच कर बताता हूँ
कोई दूसरा सीमेंट आगे चलकर कोई गड़बड़ हो गई तो
डोंट वरी मामा हम फिर से बना लेंगे
अरे ऐसे नहीं होता बेटा घर थोड़े बार बार बनता है हाँ दुबे जी वो सीमेंट सिर्फ अल्ट्राटेक लगेगा हाँ बिल्कुल पक्का
घर बनता है जिंदगी में सिर्फ एक बार। बनाइए इसे देश के नंबर 1 सीमेंट से।
सिर्फ एक फेवरेट ना, 4 अलग अलग बार। हाँ, सब मिलेंगे कहाँ? पियामा सेलिब्रेशन पैक में for just ₹99।
रास्टर लगाना पड़ेगा जी। रास्टर लगाइए यहाँ पर। इनके ज्ञान से पहले ये विज्ञान अपना। फर्ज होम शील्ड के साइंटिफिक वाटरप्रूफिंग, फर्ज वाटरप्रूफिंग अब वारंटी के साथ।
सब मिलेंगे कहाँ? पियामा सेलिब्रेशन पैक में for just ₹99। पियामा सेलिब्रेशन पैक में for just ₹99।
It's time to break free. Break away to the greens and just let it all go. With JK Tyre's Ranger 80. JK Tyre, total control.
Before you wear the sophisticated center port spikes, make sure you're dressed for it.
ZTV,
Z5,
Star Plus,
Disney Plus Hotstar.
Disney Plus Hotstar,
टाटा स्काई बिंच प्लस स्मार्ट सेट बॉक्स, टीवी चैनल्स और एंटरटेनमेंट ऐप्स का मजा सिर्फ 2499 में। इसको लगा डालो तो फुल फैमिली चिंगलाला।
At the heart of every great change is a great peace. Come help us create value with businesses every
JK Tyre, total control.
Before you wear the sophisticated center port spikes, make sure you're dressed for it.
It's Super Sunday in the VIVO IPL. Kohli's RCB up against the Kolkata Knight Riders in the first match of the day. The match that kick-started a revolution on this day back in 2008 when a 19-year-old Virat Kohli played his first game for RCB. Then the action shifts to Mumbai when the Delhi Capitals take on their rivals Punjab in the second match of the day. This one's a rivalry within a rivalry within a rivalry. Here's why you can't miss a moment of this game.
The Delhi Capitals and the Punjab Kings certainly know how to have a good time off the field. But there won't be any time for fun and games tonight. After all, there's plenty of history in this northern derby. Anil Kumble and Ricky Ponting, coaches of the Kings and the Capitals. As players, their rivalry reached a crescendo in 2008 when Kumble's India and Ponting's Aussies fought an extremely controversial test match in Sydney. Kumble was also the mentor of Mumbai Indians when Ponting was replaced as captain by Rohit Sharma in 2013. And MI went on to win their maiden title. Today, Kumble and Ponting cross paths once again, determined to guide their team to their maiden title. And guess what? Ravichandran Ashwin is the boss of the universe boss in the IPL. The DC spinner just took 2 balls to remind Chris Gale of that last season.
Number 5, Ravichandran Ashwin cleans him up.
Ashwin has dismissed the universe boss 5 times in 9 meetings in the IPL. And Gale has been unable to unleash the big hits against the off spinner as well. And finally, 2 captains looking to create history. Birthday boy KL Rahul in his 2nd season as skipper. 23-year-old Rishabh Pant starting his captaincy journey this year. Both ambitious and hungry to lead their teams to glory. Oh, and Rahul and Pant are rivals for the wicketkeeper batsman spot in India's T20 team as well. scale of that last season.
Well, Brian Lara and Graham Swan are still with me on Baiju's Cricket Live. Brian, both of these teams are coming off a loss. What are you expecting from this one tonight?
Well, I think in Punjab for the States, I think it's an aberration. I don't think you'd see a performance like that against them. So I expect them to really and truly improve. Of course, Delhi is Delhi. They are one of the favorites in the tournament. Again, it's just, as you said, it's just two teams have just lost. I think it's going to be a great match. I have Punjab with the edge because of their great batting and awesome fast bowling attack. But I'm just going to wait and see. I'm not going to predict anything anymore in this tournament.
Swanee, what do you think? Because, I mean, they didn't get enough runs from the top three in last match, 15 runs between them, Punjab. How will they bounce back, you think?
Well, that's it. They've always been very heavily reliant on the top two, so they need to find a way around that. You never write the universe box off, do you? He's likely to just come smash one of his 80 on 15 balls or whatever at some stage. But both teams, I think, are two of the favourites in the tournament, so I think that's going to be a cracker later on.
And I tell you what, Punjab are also celebrating a very special man today because it is KL Rahul's birthday. So what is the birthday boy successor mantra?
Again, as you said,
I will sit in the front. I will sit in the front.
You remind me of KL Rahul. The king who wanted to do everything by himself. Captaining, wicket-keeping and opening the batting. The king of Punjab. His obsession for runs fetched him the orange cap. And the more selfish he became, the more his kingdom benefited.
But isn't being selfish bad?
No, my son. VIVO IPL's mantra is, if the team wins because of your selfishness, then being selfish and doing everything can also be selfless.
Can King Rahul's selfishness win Punjab their first trophy?
So whose mantra will shine, we'll know.
Brian, KL Rahul has been so impressive, and it doesn't matter which hat he's wearing because he's worn so many of them. He just continues to rise. What's impressed you most about him, particularly after he's taken over the captaincy?
I think it's consistency. I mean, captaincy tends to affect some batsmen a lot. It has not been able to. He hasn't been able to raise the trophy, but I think this year's got a good chance. And obviously, a couple of years as the leader of the Punjab team, I think he's going to all settle down. He's going to score runs. I think getting his team to sort of bat around him and letting them know that is the key thing for KL Rahul. But obviously, as you said, most runs, you expect him to be up in the top three at the end of the season, end of the tournament, when it comes to runs.
Yeah, such a good point. He just is Mr. Consistent, isn't he? All right, that match is coming up a little bit later on Super Sunday in the first doubleheader in the VIVO IPL, but we're kicking things off with King Kohli. RCB taking on Owen Morgan's KKR. They're celebrating 13 years since their very first match in 2008. Plenty more still to come on Baiju's Cricket Live.
The Big Show was missing in action last season, but Glenn Maxwell's already played 2 crucial innings for his new franchise.
He talked to me about potentially playing for RCB if I got these opportunities. And if we could, that would be pretty cool. I'd love it.
ये तो निकालना पड़ेगा यार। चलो हो गया बाल्टी तो हटा यार।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
प्लीज भाई साहब, बिटकॉइन में ट्रेड करने के लिए कम से कम कितने पैसे चाहिए?
सिर्फ 100 रुपए में स्टार्ट कर सकते हो एंड टेक्स ओनली 5 मिनट्स। कॉइन स्विच कुबेर डाउनलोड करो और बिटकॉइन में ट्रेड करो। फास्ट, क्रेडिबल, फ्लेक्सिबल। ट्रेड कर बेफिक्र।
Don't try this at home. Try Live Space. Design your home interiors to maximize space. Live Space your space.
आपकी उम्र 70 साल से अधिक हो या आप दिव्यांग हो तो बैंक आपको कुछ जरूरी बैंकिंग सुविधाएं घर बैठे बैठे दे सकता है। RBI कहता है जानकार बनिए।
ETF यानी एक्सचेंज ट्रेडेड फंड, ये एक तरह का लो कॉस्ट म्यूचुअल फंड स्कीम है। अपनी कैटेगरी की सिलेक्टेड कंपनियों के शेयर में इन्वेस्ट करता है। हुई ना ड्रीम टीम? मैं ड्रीम टीम है यार। सही है ना? हाँ यार, कैसे सीखी इसके बारे में इतना सब?
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
क्या आपके पास बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड्स है? बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड ये मार्केट के अप्स एंड डाउन्स को मैनेज करने के लिए इक्विटी और डेट में इस तरह इन्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट हो बेहतर।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेज ध्यानपूर्वक पढ़ें।
तुमने तो कहा था तुम्हारा चिकन खाने से दूर हो जाएंगे।
गलती से स्कूल के व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे मैसेज भेज दिया।
Got a large order? Get a large discount. Now get unlimited savings on Swee with flat discounts on large orders. Use code UNLIMITED.
And the all-new
ओ तेरी वॉलेट भूल गया। अरे वाह, दिमाग लगाना है, ड्रीम 11 पे लगाना है। मेक योर टीम डाउन।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
तो सब ओके। मैसेज भेज दिया। Enjoy e-bikes. Ride the change.
इंडिया तो रोज बनेगा और रोज धूल भी उड़ेगी, इसलिए
मर्जर एंटी डस्ट पेंट डस्ट गार्ड टेक्नोलॉजी जो धूल को दीवारों पे टिकने ही ना दे।
धूल आए पर घर पे न टिक पाए।
ZTV,
Z5,
Star Plus,
Disney Plus Hotstar.
Disney Plus Hotstar,
Dada Sky Fringe Plus Smart Set-Top Box with TV channels and entertainment apps for just $2499. इसको लगा डाला तो फुल फैमिली चिल्ला डाला।
मर्जर एंटी डस्ट पेंट डस्ट गार्ड टेक्नोलॉजी जो धूल को दीवारों पे टिकने ही ना दे।
धूल आए पर घर पे न टिक पाए।
On this day, 13 years ago,
Star Plus,
Disney Plus Hotstar.
it's a rocking evening already. The Kings of Creation of the Indian Premier League. TV channels and entertainment when Saturn Blitz lit us make a room.
What a shot! What a shot! And another one. It's becoming all too easy for Brendan McCullum.
It was pretty amazing. I feel very lucky to have been part of the IPL right from the outset.
Take a bow, McCullum. He's the man.
The opening night of the toughest 20 also saw a 19-year-old Virat Kohli who was yet to make his international debut.
It is a very, very special feeling and the experience of the national.
13 years, 194 games later, Kohli takes the field as captain. Run machine, legend. Kohli takes the field as the king. To face the same opponents he played on this day in 2008. 25 matches and plenty of flashpoints since the two sides collide on the day that saw the birth of the world's greatest league and the tournament's fiercest rivalry.
RCB KKR relaxed when it's just a great match here.
It was me and Virat. As simple as it gets. If you two aggressive people can't state want to win for their side, there's nothing wrong.
What a way to begin Super Sunday. A clash of rivals, followed by the Northern Derby. Legend versus legend. Captain versus captain. Welcome to the first doubleheader Sunday in VIVO IPL 2021. 25 matches and plenty of match points since.
Tonight it's a battle of the North in the second match of Super Sunday when the Delhi Capitals take on the Punjab Kings. It's Rishabh Pant versus KL Rahul, and what a cracker it promises to be in Mumbai. But first it is the two teams that got the VIVO IPL off to a wonderful start 13 years ago, way back in 2008, with RCB taking on KKR. Hello and welcome back to VIVO's Cricket Live. I've got Graham Swan, Brian Lara alongside me, and of course part of the team tonight is a man who was a part of the RCB fold all those years ago in 2008, and it is Ross Taylor. So Ross, I want to start with you. Tell me, is this the year that King Kohli gets his maiden crown for RCB? Have you seen enough from the men in red and black?
I hope so. I mean, not only for the team, but for the fans of RCB. They've waited a long time, been very patient, and made a lot of finals. I think they've started to get a very consistent side, and what excites me is, they're taking a lot of pressure off AB de Villiers in that middle order when you add Maxwell and Co to the mix. But, still a long way to go in this tournament. But today, and going 3 from 3, goes a long way to getting a bit of momentum in this tournament.
Brian, what excites you the most about this first match on Super Sunday?
Well, I think to see if RCB ready can go to the 100% record, it's going to be tough for them, but I think the teams are so closely matched. Just one team at 100%, well, two actually. RCB on one side and SRH on the other side. But to see if they can really sort of start to separate themselves from the pack and just keep winning, keep that confidence going, and of course put the fear in the opposition that every time they meet RCB, they're going to be in for a fight against the top tier. Let's see what happens this season.
Swanee, it really is the tale of two teams coming into this one, because RCB have been wonderful, whereas KKR had that shocking loss in the last match. Who do you think gets the job done today?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know who's going to get the job done, but what I'm excited about is KKR lost the game they could never have lost yesterday from a position, absolute dominance, and they turned into pussycats and kittens by the end. They're very meek. That is not the way Baz McCullum plays cricket. That's not the way Owen Morgan plays cricket. That's him going to come out with their claws showing today, and I think they're going to be absolutely roaring. So it's anyone's game. Virat's not going to back down for RCB. This is going to be a belter.
I tell you what, they haven't managed to score a ton since that 157 from Baz McCullum in the opening game. Wouldn't that be a nice way to celebrate today on 13 years since that ton? All right, it's time to check out what's trending.
The 18th of April 2008. It was on this day that RCB and KKR took the field to start the inaugural season of the IPL, sparking a revolution in cricket. Today, as the IPL turns 14, RCB and KKR take the field again on the 18th of April. Ever since Brendan McCullum set Bengaluru ablaze on opening night in 2008, KKR and RCB have been fierce rivals in the toughest 20. Virat Kohli and Owen Morgan get ready to script the newest chapter in this epic face-off. 13 years ago, Kohli was a teenager when he made his debut on IPL's opening night. Today, the King is just 56 runs shy of becoming the first batsman to score 6,000 runs in the IPL. RCB have won their first 2 games of the season before, but they have never won their first 3 games in a row. Can Kohli's army complete the hat-trick tonight? Later this evening, get ready for the Northern Derby between the Capitals and the Kings. It's Rahul versus Pant, Gale against Ashwin, and Anil Kumble taking on Ricky Ponting.
Brian, how concerned would KKR be about that inconsistent start to the season?
Oh, they should be. They've got a gun team. They've got some great players, and that falter that they had in the previous game must have damaged their sort of confidence a bit. Kind of time and money that they invest. I mean, KKR has got a franchise in the Caribbean, so I know they take their cricket very seriously. And whenever they don't qualify or they don't win, it's a big thing for them. So I'm thinking that they've gone back into their shell, into their thinking tank, and actually coming up with plans to get back, to resume their winning ways. So it is concerning. They are very attacking cricketers, and I expect them to come and give RCB a huge fight.
Swanee, what is the biggest challenge for RCB, do you think, coming up against KKR?
I think the challenge for RCB tonight is the backlash from that dreadful chase that KKR mustered the other night. I think it's going to really affect them. I can just imagine McCullum's not the type of bloke who would shout and rant and rave at his team, but he'll tell them that's not happening again. We fight and we're aggressive all the way through it. I think this game has everything. Hopefully not, Vera and the captain squaring off like Gigi back in the day. He's one of ours now, Gigi, so we'll keep him calm in the studio. But I just think it's, this man on our screen is going to be absolutely revved up and raring to go.
I tell you what, it does pave the way for one wonderful clash, doesn't it, to start off Super Sunday. Virat Kohli, you mentioned him. He was just a teenager, 19 years of age when the VIVO IPL kicked off all those years ago. Tonight he's chasing a little bit of a milestone.
On this day, 13 years ago, a teenage Virat Kohli played the first of his 194 IPL games for RCB on the opening night of the toughest 20. A lot was expected from the captain who had led the Indian under-19 team to World Cup glory earlier that year.
विराट कोहली का नाम मैंने सुना था ऑप्शन से पहले मुझे लालचंद राजपूत उन्होंने बताया था कि एक अंडर-19 में बड़ा अच्छा तगड़ा खिलाड़ी है विराट कोहली और वो आगे आने वाले समय में और भी तगड़ा खिलाड़ी बनेगा.
Virat did not make the mark on the opening night, but he showed glimpses of his talent that first season.
विराट कोहली ने जैसे गया तो सामने निकल के छक्का मारा था.
That's gone the distance. What a strike.
मैंने कहा हाव भाव से या चेहरे से नहीं डर रहा है कि ये सामने जयसूर्या है.
One thing that stood out about Virat is नहीं जाके गिरेगा.
Kohli's breakthrough year was 2011. In the same year that India won the World Cup, Virat smashed over 550 runs in the toughest 20. But RCB fell just short of lifting the title, losing to CSK in the final. By 2013, Kohli had become the run machine for India and RCB. He scored over 600 runs that season, but the title continued to elude the new RCB captain. In 2016, Virat Kohli was an unstoppable force.
And he slices it away. It's written his own script. 100 of the final ball of the innings.
He kept on raising the bar and culminated in that phenomenal season in 2016 wherein he scored over 950 runs with 4 centuries. I remember a match probably that was against us, against Team in Punjab, wherein he played with stitches in his hand and got 100 in a 15-over match. Now that is phenomenal.
Even that year, RCB fell agonizingly short of lifting the trophy. This season, Virat's men have begun their campaign with 2 wins in 2 matches. Kohli has thrown down the gauntlet by opening the innings, just as he did in 2016 when he shattered records for fun.
This man is truly special. Second 100 of this IPL.
I've spoken to Mike and Simon after last season that next year I would like to open and I will go into that headspace.
The King is just 56 away from 6,000 runs in the toughest 20, a feat no man has ever achieved. On this day, 13 years ago, Virat Kohli, the prodigy, was making his debut for RCB. Today, he steps onto the field as a superstar.
things have been very organic, and you understand the essence of things, which is the respect, the care, and the enjoyment I feel here. I don't think that I can recreate that anywhere else, and the experience has been magical.
13 years later, on the IPL's birthday and against the same opponents, will the run machine lead RCB to a hat-trick of wins this season?
Just 56 runs shy of 6,000 runs in the VIVO IPL. Virat Kohli has gotten some start, but does he have it in him to get past that 6K mark today, or does KKR have enough firepower to stop him?
He looked very much informed, he's carried on his form from what he had done in India and T20 series, and even he got starts, he looked really comfortable this season as well. But Virat Kohli, the batsman, we are talking about someone who's got 400 in a season, someone who could be potentially first player to reach to 6,000 runs. I'm sure every time he would get in, we know that he could get big runs. So today I'm sure he has it in him to get to 6,000 runs today.
Suji, what could Virat's biggest challenge be today?
KKR has a bowling lineup, especially in those conditions. They've got Sunil Narine plays, they've got Sunil Narine, Varun Chakravarti, they've got Pat Cummins, who's probably the number one fast bowler in the world. So I hope he gets to 6,000, but it's not going to be that easy because they're playing against KKR, and that also KKR has a strong bowling lineup. It's not like any other opposition. So I'm sure, I think KKR will definitely look to target him because he's going to open the batting. Plus, if Sunil Narine plays, they might just open the bowling with him. Or with Varun Chakravarti, we saw a lot of spin last time around the first 6 overs, so there will be challenges for him.
Well, we've seen a different approach from Virat Kohli this season of the VIVO IPL. Strong start and slower in the middle, but there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for that. Scott Cyrus explains in our...
Hello and welcome to today's game plan. Let's have a look at RCB and most specifically the captain Virat Kohli and a change of role for him this season. I know they're 2 from 2, but the addition of Glenn Maxwell has made a huge difference because of the way he looks to bat in those middle overs, and it means Virat Kohli can take a different role. Now he's batting without Glenn Maxwell, it's more traditional Kohli. Strike rate of 1.
Sunil Narine plays, they might just open the bowling with him. Varun Chakravarti, we saw a lot of spin last time around the first 6 overs, so there will be challenges for him.
150, but through the middle overs in particular, and Glenn Maxwell, who's there specifically for those middle overs to be aggressive. Kohli is happy to take second fiddle and just a strike rate of 84. Now have a look at some of the shots that he's played at the top, whether it's any other player in the power play, even just out of the power play. He's happy to go all round the ground, but most specifically looking for boundaries. Use the feet, go across the crease, all of those tricks that he's got up his sleeve. And just take a look at almost 360 degrees, the scoring wagon, right from extra cover around here, all the boundaries down to behind squared, more towards fine leg too. But this graphic is the one I want to show you. 11 singles and 7 boundaries through that phase. Now, it completely changes with Glenn Maxwell. Take a look at the way that he's been playing. It is almost as if he's looking for singles only and just happy to knock the ball around, give the strike to Glenn Maxwell, who then is aggressive and keeps that strike rate up. It's very good batting. It's smart batting as well. It's maybe that little middle of the overs intelligent cricket that RCB have missed recently. So when we look at his wagger wheel as well through that middle space with Maxwell, it's completely different. Just the one boundary down the ground where he's happy to use his feet, and 14 signals. That completely flips on its head. So it's that change of role that maybe just means that RCB are going to make that step from being merely men to champions.
Great analysis as always from Scott Cyrus there. Virat Kohli 6 innings in the IPL without a 50. He's got off to good starts in the opening 2 games, 33 in both matches. Brian, how have you viewed his season so far?
Excellent, and I think Scott is right. A lot of pressure's come off of him now with Glenn Maxwell in the middle of there. He's settled into that opening spot, and he believes that with a couple of good starts he's had, he is going to go on to score something big. Getting to 6,000, I think it could happen in this match. It's not an easy bowling attack. But to me, he looks a guy or a batsman a little less anxious to play that master role or that match-winning role all the time. It looks like he knows that the responsibility is going to be shared throughout the innings with Glenn Maxwell and maybe de Villiers at the end. So I'm happy to see RCB has given that approach and now have more match winners in their batting lineup especially.
And he did speak really candidly heading into this season that he wanted to have fun and enjoy his cricket and not wanting all the pressure all the time. So it's great to see, as you say, Swanee, from a KKR perspective, who's the man, do you think, to dismiss Virat Kohli?
Well, the trick is to get him early on because we've seen in all the games so far as a check-up, first 6 overs, well, you want to be a batsman. That's the only time to score. As soon as those 6 overs are up and the ball starts getting a bit of spin on it and you can put your fielders out, it's proved very, very difficult. So KKR spinners will be licking their lips. If Virat has got out to spin a lot in the past, mainly because he faced a lot of spin middle overs, but it's very, very tricky at this ground after those first 6 overs to score fluently and to hit boundaries. So I wouldn't, if I was KKR, I wouldn't panic if in the first 6 they're going around the park a little bit, because we've seen the last 2 nights. It doesn't really matter. It's what the end game is, not those first 6.
Well, it is the oldest rivalry in the VIVO IPL, and there are battles within battles in this one. A couple of proud New Zealanders, Mike Hesson going up against Brendan McCullum.
On the 18th of April in 2008, Brendan McCullum gave the IPL a dream start.
Nice shot, man.
On a glorious night in Bangalore.
That is it. This is a big, big win.
At RCB's expense. Since that day, the rivalry between KKR and RCB has grown extremely intense, with Virat Kohli being the only constant over the years.
Now, what's Virat Kohli angry about here? Relax, relax. Virat Kohli, Gautam Gambhir, RCB, KKR, relax, gentlemen. It's just a cricket match.
Then, last season, Brendan McCullum returned, this time as coach of the Knights. While Kohli joined forces with a man who knows McCullum extremely well. Because Mike Hesson first met McCullum when McCullum was just 6 years old. Their bond grew stronger over many years of working together in New Zealand, and their partnership culminated in leading the Kiwis to the 2015 World Cup final. But the IPL turns allies into rivals, and McCullum and Hesson were on opposite sides last season. And RCB thrashed the Knights in both games in IPL 2020. Tonight, the two Kiwis go head-to-head once again. The experience of Mike Hesson against the aggression of Brendan McCullum.
Well, what better man to bring back into the conversation than Ross Taylor on Baiju's Cricket Live. Ross, you know both of these men so well. What have they each brought to both of the camps, do you think?
Probably a calmness and both very good organisers and very good communicators. And I think, especially at the IPL level, with all the distractions that go on, both out of the team and inside the team, both of them have had a lot of experience at obviously the international level as well. But no, I think I'm sure they would have enjoyed seeing each other before, but at the same time, I think trying to get one up on each other will be something that I'll be trying to do.
We love a rivalry within a rivalry, really, isn't it? It's time now to check out the Dream 11 pitch report, because this is the first day game of the VIVO IPL 2021.
Very warm. It's the day game, of course, match 10. Our second match that was here, the third one. This is an outstanding surface. This is where the big score was done. They 187, played 177. Now, when I look at the dimensions, batters are going to love hitting it to my left. Only 60 metres to there. To my right, a bit bigger. here on this side of the ground. 71, 77, straight as a die. And hey, on the sweep, the batters will love it there. 55 metres into that little pocket. Now, when I look at this pitch, just seems a little dry. I want to bring in the spoon guru, Murali Kartik. You've had so much cricket here of late. Let's dive straight into this. It looks a little dry, a little flat.
Yeah, 100%, Danny. Compared to the game which we saw where KKR posted that big total, I think it's much drier. Also looks much darker than before. So when you get closer to it, when you touch it, you can feel it. It's quite dry. I just get a feeling that possibly this might not be the same high-scoring game we had the last time around. And also, you need to be a lot craftier as a bowler, as a seamer, and also as a spinner. You mentioned those dimensions. That's a small hit with the wind blowing that side. As spinners, what are the lengths you want to be bowling? Where do you want them to be hitting? Because those are big pockets to my right, to that diagonal, to the square boundaries here. So it's very interesting how bowlers operate, because again, it's going to be very similar to the pitch we have had on the other side, a bit more turn. If you look at the turn, yes, if you look at the turn over here, this has been the least compared to the other pitches, but today could be different.
Could be different. But I'll ask you, you win the toss, got to bat, don't you?
I think so. You have to bat first, because any scoreboard pressure is going to be a telling factor on these strips.
There you have it.
So it's time for Baiju's expert view. And Tony, I'm going to start with you, because you were pretty disappointed with KKR the other night. Are you expecting any changes to their 11?
I'm not sure about changes, because I think their 11 is strong. They've got a superstar lineup. It's just taking responsibility. And having watched that game, but watching the other games since, I was probably a bit harsh on KKR, because all the teams struggled at the back half of the innings at the checkpoint. I want to see a team go out there with a proper game plan, hitting with the spin, hitting along the ground, not panicking. I think a lot of teams chasing aggressively panicked when they need 50 on 50, whatever. But I'm expecting KKR to just come out with a much more widened approach to how they finish the innings the other day.
RCB, Brian, are 2 from 2, but they do have somebody like an Adam Zampa now available to the team. Are you expecting any changes?
I think it's going to be tough. I think when you win a couple of games, you want to try to give the players that's on the field the confidence that you believe in them, they're getting the job done. Of course, not everybody's going to perform. So I don't see any changes at this early stage, even though, Example is a great inclusion at Chepak. We know that. But if they can get the job done without him, then it gives the team even more confidence going forward.
Well, we'll find out very, very shortly, because the toss is coming up just after this short break.
Here's match number 10 between RCB and KKR. As the teams get ready for that all-important toss, we here at Disney Plus Hotstar welcome you to this unique segment, Upstocks Index. In both cricket and the trading world, there's bound to be ups and downs as well. But with the help of the Upstocks Index, we're going to build a better understanding of the ups and the downs of the cricketing world. This system is designed to help you understand the return on investment that each player brings to their team. Based on a deep dive analysis of their performances, we are going to bring you some interesting stories of players whose values have gone up and down through the tournament so far. So chalo, start करके देखें।
स्टार्ट करते हैं आरसीबी के तेज गेंदबाज मोहम्मद सिराज से। उन्होंने दूसरे मैच में अपनी अच्छी इकोनॉमी रेट को जारी रखा और इस बार 2 विकेट भी लिए। And his current upstock quick index rating is 8.76. आरसीबी के दूसरे खिलाड़ी हैं एबी डिविलियर्स। उन्होंने टूर्नामेंट की अच्छी शुरुआत की, लेकिन दूसरे मैच में वो जल्दी आउट हो गए और इस वजह से उनकी अपस्टॉक क्विक इंडेक्स रेटिंग कम होकर 7.96 पर आ गई। अपस्टॉक क्विक इंडेक्स में केकेआर के पहले प्लेयर हैं कप्तान ओवेन मॉर्गन। वो दोनों ही मैचों में सिंगल फिगर्स में आउट हुए और इसीलिए उनकी अपस्टॉक क्विक इंडेक्स रेटिंग है 3.25 आउट ऑफ 10।
केकेआर के दूसरे प्लेयर हैं पिछले सीजन की सबसे महंगी पिक पैट कमिंस। उन्होंने पहले मैच के बाद से अपने प्रदर्शन में सुधार किया और 2 विकेट लिए और इस वजह से उनकी अपस्टॉक स्ट्राइक इंडेक्स रेटिंग 96% से बढ़कर 7.74 तक पहुंच गई। वीवो IPL 2021 की शुरुआत बेहद रोमांचक रही। आइए नजर डालते हैं उन खिलाड़ियों पर जिन्होंने अपस्टॉक स्ट्राइक इंडेक्स के लीडर बोर्ड में अपनी जगह बनाई है। यहाँ पर आप इनके हाईज और लोज दोनों को देखेंगे। तो टॉस के साथ आप भी स्टार्ट करके देखो।
एनर्जी को रखें बरकरार, नेचुरल जिंसेंग एंड टोरिन और ओवरऑल हेल्थ के लिए 20 मल्टीविटामिन्स और मिनरल्स, जिंक, विटामिन D and C, बढ़ा इम्यूनिटी हर पल। जब हेल्थ ओके तो सब ओके।
केकेआर के दूसरे प्लेयर हैं पिछले सीजन की सबसे महंगी पिक पैट कमिंस। उन्होंने पहले मैच के बाद से अपने प्रदर्शन में सुधार किया।
Today wants you to start living. Tata Safari, reclaim your life.
7.74 तक पहुंच गई। वीवो IPL 2021 की शुरुआत बेहद रोमांचक रही।
लैमिनेशन वाला एक्सटीरियर पेंट, एशियन पेंट्स अल्टीमा प्रोटेक्ट, बारिश, धूप और धूप को आने दो।
यहाँ पर आप इनके हाईज और लोज दोनों को देखेंगे। तो टॉस के साथ आप भी स्टार्ट करके देखो।
एनर्जी को रखें बरकरार।
गोडाडी के साथ बिजनेस ऑनलाइन रेट। मेक इन इंडिया,
विटामिन D and C, बढ़ा इम्यूनिटी हर पल।
गोडाडी कंप्लीट ऑनलाइन बिजनेस सॉल्यूशन।
The racetrack recognizes a champion, and every lap only fuels our hunger for victory. Presenting the TVS Apache RTR 164B with class-leading 17.6
लैमिनेशन वाला एक्सटीरियर पेंट, एशियन
PS of power, engineered to outpower racing DNA.
आने दो।
यहाँ पर आप इनके हाईज और लोज दोनों को देखेंगे। तो टॉस के साथ आप भी स्टार्ट करके देखो।
Unleashed.
गोडाडी के साथ बिजनेस ऑनलाइन रेट। कंप्लीट ऑनलाइन बिजनेस सॉल्यूशन।
डॉलर पहनने वालों की कभी नहीं फटती। डॉलर बिग बॉस, पिट्टा बॉस।
The racetrack recognizes a champion, and every lap only fuels our hunger for victory.
अभी तो बजट टाइट है दुबे जी, मैं कोई दूसरा सीमेंट आपको सूट कर देता हूँ।
राजीव, कोई दूसरा सीमेंट आगे चलकर कोई गड़बड़ हो गई तो?
डोंट वरी मम्मा, हम फिर से बना लेंगे।
अरे ऐसे नहीं होता बेटा, घर थोड़े बार बार बनता है। दुबे जी, वो सीमेंट सिर्फ अल्ट्राटेक की लगेगा। हाँ बिल्कुल पक्का।
घर बनता है जिंदगी।
डॉलर पहनने वालों की कभी नहीं
सिर्फ
फटती। डॉलर बिग बॉस।
बनाइए इसे देश के नंबर 1 सीमेंट से।
सिर्फ एक फेवरेट ना, 4 अलग अलग बार। हाँ, सब मिलेंगे कहाँ? फियामा
राजीव, कोई दूसरा सीमेंट
सेलिब्रेशन पैक में for just ₹99।
डोंट वरी मम्मा, हम फिर से बना लेंगे।
अरे ऐसे नहीं होता बेटा, घर थोड़े बार बार बनता है। वो सीमेंट सिर्फ अल्ट्राटेक की लगेगा। हाँ बिल्कुल पक्का।
घर बनता है जिंदगी।
डॉलर पहनने वालों की कभी नहीं
सिर्फ
फटती। डॉलर बिग बॉस।
बनाइए इसे देश के नंबर 1 सीमेंट से।
Welcome
सब मिलेंगे कहाँ?
back to Baiju's Cricket Live, where it is Virat Kohli's
पैक में for just ₹99।
CB taking on Owen Morgan's KKR. These two teams met in the very first match of the VIVO IPL 13 years ago. This is the first day match of 2021. Brian Lara and Graham Swan are still alongside me. Brian, 4 from 5 batting first have won so far at Chennai. Will that change when it's a day game?
It shouldn't. I think even worse now because there's no possibility of due, which means that the
Back to Baiju's Cricket Live where it is Virat Kohli.
ball is going to stay dry, it's going to spin even more. So actually I think it's
CB taking on Owen
even more emphasized in favour of the team bowling second.
Match of the VIVO IPL 13 years ago.
To limit the team that's chasing.
Swanee, in one word, win the toss and well, that's 2 words, but I'll take it. It is RCB taking on KKR. It's time to head out into the middle for Chennai for the toss of the coin. Will that change when it's a day game? Match number 10, and it's the first day game of this edition of the VIVO IPL. Alongside me, I have the 2 captains, Virat Kohli, Owen Morgan, and also the match referee, Mr. Narayan Kuti. Virat, you have the coin. Heads is the coin. And it's a tails. Can you believe it? Virat Kohli has won a toss.
Against Owen
Morgan. What are you going to do and why?
7-0 before this, 7-1 now. We've got to bat first. Look, this pitch has become slower and slower as the game progresses. The surface looks a bit better than the one that we played last time on, but still you got to come out here and put a decent total on board. We've seen how difficult it can get towards the second half after the second innings, so for that you need to have enough runs on the board to be in the game.
Any changes to your side?
Just one change. We're playing with 3 overseas. Daniel Christian misses out this game, and Rajat Patidar, who played the first game at 3, he comes in, top player of spin, can control the innings through the middle, so yeah.
It's a tails. Can you believe it? Virat
It's just one change that we have.
2 from 2. Things are going along nicely. You've been part
7-0 before this, 7-1 now. We've got to bat first.
of RCB now since its inception. Any changes with this squad?
The surface looks a bit better than the one that we played
from previous editions?
Look, we've had strong teams in the past as well. Probably total on board. We've seen how difficult it can get towards the second half. After the second, we've been lost in our own pressures. This time around, it's just about following processes and just being professional. You come out here as professional cricketers to do a job, and it should be more than that. You can't get overexcited by wins or get too bogged down by losses, which we've done in the past many times. So for us, it's just one game at a time. Enjoy each other's company on the field, and the results of which we have seen in the first 2 games, guys have been able to come back from difficult situations much better because they're more calmer under pressure. So yeah, we just want to follow our processes and make sure that we keep picking those boxes.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
Go on, buddy. Owen, I can't believe you've lost against Virat.
Yeah, I was probably due to lose.
From previous editions?
We've had strong teams in the past.
I'd all look going my way. We'd obviously look to do the same thing. It's been a bit of
we've been lost in our own pressures.
the trend at Chennai bar the first game.
You come out here as professional cricketers to do a job, and it should be more than that. You can't
But it's still good. We've been playing really good cricket. Unfortunately, lost the last game.
Many times. So for us, it's just one game at a time. Enjoy each other's company on the field, and the results of which
But for the majority of it, we played really strong cricket.
Any changes to
difficult situations much better because they're more calmer under pressure. So yeah, we just want to follow our processes and make sure that
your side because of the Chennai pitch?
No, we've kept the same. We feel that we have plenty of options with both bat and ball, and it's served us pretty well in the first 2 games. Obviously, getting the win in the first game was very satisfying, but we'd like to end our Chennai leg of things on a high.
Now you took over the captain.
First game.
See halfway through last year. What's the difference been for you in preparation as the skipper of Kolkata Knight Riders?
There's actually not a lot. So last game. When I first came and I was vice captain, my role was to support the skipper DK, and I did that, and it's actually very similar to captaining. The only thing that changes is the result, the result and the decisions that you make. We feel that we have plenty of options with both bat and ball. Don't fall on your lap. But there are still a number of people that aid the captain as they're going along, and this year has been no different. We've got great support in our back rooms. leg of things on a high staff and in amongst the team as well to help out decisions on the field.
All right, all the best for today.
Thank you very much.
News from the middle is that RCB won the top
preparation as the skipper of Kolkata Knight Riders.
There's actually not a lot in the last game.
and they're going to bat.
When I first came
So an early
captain, my role was to support the skippers.
win for Virat Kohli. He was just a teenager when things all kicked off in the VIVO IPL. Now he is leading with a plumber.
Don't fall on your lap. But there are still a number of people that aid the captain as they go through along. And this year,
KKR winning the toss, choosing to bat first. We welcome to Baiju's Cricket Live Parthiv Patel and Brett Lee. Parthiv, the one change for RCB. It is a little interesting. They're deciding to go with only 3 overseas players. Bringing back Parthiv, what do you think?
I think I would have thought that.
Win for Virat Kohli. He was just a teenager when things.
They would have liked to go with Adam Zampa. They would have try and strengthen their spin, but they obviously are trusting their bowling, whatever they have, and it's been a difficult.
There are still a number of people that aid the captain as they go through along. And
Still, we can do back on as well. You've gone with Rajasthan Punjab, who's been
welcome to Baiju's Cricket Live
constant in domestic circuit in India, who plays screen really well. So that could be the reason why they've gone with an Indian option in the batting.
Being a KKR have gone in unchanged despite that batting collapse in the last match. What will be the focus heading into this one, and what kind of conversations do you think they would have had?
Because I think most importantly, that unchanged lineup from KKR.
Trusting their bowling, whatever they
Yeah, it tells me that they've got confidence in their lineup, which is good for the batsmen too, because you don't want chopping and changing the whole time. We saw last.
constant in domestic circuit in India, who plays
No, with SRH, changing 4 players. So,
Being a KKR have
how
gone
as
in
a player when they
unchanged
chop and change the whole time, it doesn't breed confidence. This breeds.
What will be the focus heading into this one, and what kind of conversations do you think they would have had?
Confidence is fantastic for KKR. Now, it's up to the players now to step up to the plate. So, okay, you put confidence in me as an owner. Captain, I want to deliver.
Yeah, that is saying we believe in you.
Their lineup, which is good for the.
We're backing
Hopefully.
you in. They are chasing again though.
Chopping and changing the whole time. We saw last.
4 out of 5 results have gone the team batting first away at Chennai.
Changing 4 players.
So far in the VIVO IPL 2021. One thing I'm really hoping for boys today is plenty of sixes.
Confidence is fantastic for KKR. Now, it's up to the players now to step up to the plate. So, okay,
Don't tension it.
Captain, I want to deliver.
Yes, that is saying we believe in you.
You blink before I.
We're back.
Should I say?
It's Superhero Sunday in the toughest 20. And that can mean only one thing. A bat.
4 out of 5 results have gone the team batting first away at Chennai.
Of sixes, starting the best hitters in the business.
VIVO IPL 2021. One thing I'm really hoping for boys today is plenty of sixes.
Now, it's up to the players now to step up to the plate. So, okay,
Don't tension it.
First up, the clash between captains.
Then he smacks that one down the ground.
You blink before I.
One machine is behind only Rohit and Dhoni for most sixes by an Indian in the toughest 20. Only one thing. A bat. And now, his best hitters in the business. Even got those 360-degree shots like ABD.
Boys today with plenty of sixes.
First up, the clash between captains.
Then he smacks that one down.
The King is up against the Night King on Morgan. He's yet to open his account. For most sixes by an Indian in the toughest 20. But Captain Morgan loves a big hit. He's got the best balls per six ratio in the last 2 seasons. Even got those 360-degree shots like ABD.
The counter-attacking from Morgan continues.
Then there's the main event. Dre Ross versus Mr. 360. The King is up against the Night King on Morgan. He's yet to open his account. For most sixes by Indian in the 6. The Russell Muscle has hit more sixes against RCB than any. He's got the best balls per six ratio in the other side. While Mr. 360 can hit the ball anywhere. Clever shot. The last time they met, ABD smashed their 6 sixes again. And Dre Ross versus Mr. 360. The battle of sixes doesn't end there. Glenn Maxwell has proved just why he's called 6. The Russell Muscle, the big show. And he loves batting against KKR. He's got the best balls per six ratio in the other side. While Mr. 360 can hit the ball anywhere. Finally, there is Dinesh Karthik. The last time they met, ABD smashed their 6 sixes. Who knows how to hit a sweet 6? Big hitters galore to kickstart your Super Sunday. The battle of sixes doesn't end there.
So the phone playing 11 will start with RCB. It's so interesting at Chennai because, as you alluded to before, being RCB defended just 149. So what do you think, Parsev, the score that is required to make sure you've got a competitive total at Chennai?
I think if you want to stay comfortable, when you're bowling second, you are somewhere around 160, 165.
Who knows how to hit a sweet 6?
It would be a good score, but if you get about say 150, then the first 6 overs become very crucial. If you get a couple of wickets, then you can get into the game. But I think they are looking at the playing 11, as I said before, they are trusting his bowling lineup, which is great to see from the RCB management, because we've seen they chop and change quite a lot. But and winning 2 games, you can see that they're quite set.
That is required to make sure you've got a competitive total.
In their squads, well, it's good to see they're now confident and quite relaxed.
So far it's working with Maxwell playing at that number 4 position. Brett.
When you're bowling second, you are somewhere around 160, 165.
So it poses the question, KKR's unchanged 11. Who's the man that's going to be doing the damage with the ball, do you think?
Then the first 6 overs become very crucial. If you get a couple of wickets, then you can get into the game. But I think
I think Pat Cummins is worth his weight in gold.
Which is great to see from the RCB.
You have a look at the lineup here now for KKR.
Winning 2 games, you can see that they're quite set.
That is required.
This run is obviously the Purple Cup holder currently, which suits the colours of
confident and quite relaxed.
So far it's working with Maxwell playing at that number 4 position. Brett.
team. Shubman Gill needs to step up because he's such a quality player.
So it poses the question, KKR's unchanged 11.
Then you got Tripathi, you've got that experience of the middle order. Ray. Well, look, I think Pat Cummins is worth his weight in gold. Right, but in terms of the bowlers, I think Pat Cummins should lead from the front. I would give Pat the line up here now for KKR. Cummins is, the new ball tonight. But I would say that with 8 which suits the colour of
So far it's working with Maxwell playing. Double header it is, Super Sunday. Well, one man
because he's such a quality player.
And who's involved today and was also involved in that very first.
Then you got Tripathi, you've got that experience of the middle order.
Match of the VIVO IPL is Brendan McCullum. He starred then and set the whole competition alight. Today he's the coach of
In terms of the bowlers, I think Pat Cummins should lead from the front. I would give Pat the line up here now for
KKR.
Baz McCullum, mate.
Cummins is, the new ball tonight.
It's been a long way since that very first IPL that we all loved, 150.
Double header it is, Super Sunday. Well, one man.
8 not out off 73 rocks to launch the IPL. How's it been?
Today and was also involved in that very first.
The other side of the fence, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Haydos.
Match of the VIVO IPL is Brendan McCullum. He starred then and set the whole competition alight.
Look, it's been good. Obviously, that was a long time ago. The playing career is a long way behind me now. Very grateful for the opportunities I had and
Baz McCullum, mate.
Some of the memories I was able to create and some of the things you tick off. But
it's been a long way since that very first IPL that we all loved, 150.
It's the next stage of your life as a coach, and I'm really enjoying that.
The other side of the
opportunity to try and help guys free them up and try and allow them to head towards some of the experiences that I had, and also try and get a whole group of diverse. It's a long way behind me now. Very grateful for the opportunities I had and cultures and people together and try and create something which is a common goal for all of us. And it's been a good experience and certainly enjoying it.
Since that very first IPL that we all loved, 150. Mate, it's a great word and an interesting thought actually around freedom, and that was something that you did very well, very instinctual player.
I'm really enjoying that.
When you get on a type of wicket like this, which you have to craft your runs out, what are the sort of things that you can really relay to the batting group in particular on this type of wicket?
I think there's a few group of diverts a long way behind me now. Very grateful for the opportunities I had and general themes as well, Haydos. One of those themes is that you need to ensure that you're living in the moment, so you can't worry about what's been before you on the wicket or what's coming in the future.
Mate, it's a great word and an interesting thought actually.
You just got to just deal with the here and the now. If you do that, then I think your assessment of what the game requires at that point in time is a lot easier to make. And
when you get on a type of wicket like this, which you have to craft your runs out, what are the sort of things that you can really relay to the batting group in particular?
And I guess the other aspect, whilst my game I used to love playing reasonably aggressively, it doesn't always sit comfortably for some. So, you're living in the moment, so you can't worry about what's been before you on the wicket or what's coming in the future. Message as a coach is very different from that as a player. I try and install in these
future. You just got to just deal with the here and the now. If you do that, then I think your assessment of what the game requires at that point in time is these guys' a belief that they should be trying to chase their best game, the game that.
When you get on a type of wicket like this, which
gives them the most amount of satisfaction, and our team is made up of. And I guess the other aspect, whilst mixture of soldiers and artists, and you can't all be one type. So just reasonably aggressively, it doesn't always sit comfortably for some. Work out where we fit amongst those, and try and play the game that gives us the most amount of satisfaction. We do that, stay in the moment, and then you're able to finish games. Coach is very different from that as a player, which you find yourself in front of, and you're able to stay in games which you might be behind the 8 ball. And I think in these tricky surfaces. Over here, it's not a bad mentality to take.
Talking about mentalities to take, big part of this IPL is having a lot of fun. How have you guys been creating that little window and that culture within the group itself on the down days?
Yeah, we haven't had to search for work out where we fit amongst those and try and play the game that gives us the most amount of satisfaction. We do that, stay in the moment. Not too much, to be honest, Sados, because the majority of our squad is here from last year, which you find yourself in front of, and you're able to stay in games which you might be behind. Added a little bit of experience on the field and some guys who have been involved in KP surfaces. Previously, but they all get on really well, all the guys that support.
Talking about mentalities to take, big part of this
stuff as well. We've got no real egos within our group.
That culture within the group itself on the down days.
Yeah, we haven't had to search for it. Everyone just goes about trying to do their best work, and we try and have a bit of fun along the road. A couple of volleyball games in the water and a few soccer games here and there, and just encourage the guys to get together as much as possible. And it's one of added a little bit of experience on the field, and some guys. The key aspects as well is that prior to the tournament, really just. Previously, but they all get on really well. And they're trying to install in a belief in the guys that they need to spend some time with their loved ones, and they're going to have to depend on some of their loved ones from afar during this.
Culture within the group itself on the down days.
Yeah, we haven't had to search for it. Everyone just goes during this time because the bubble life can be difficult, so they need that support on the outside. A couple of volleyball games in the water and a few soccer games here and there, and just encourage the guys to get together as much as possible. And we'll try and provide that support on the inside, and hopefully we'll make some memories which last. A little bit of experience on the field, and the key aspects as well is that prior to the tournament, really just it's a long time.
Legend of the game, Baz McCullum. Have a great day, mate.
And they're trying to install in a belief in the guys that they need to spend some time with their loved ones, and they're going to have to depend on some of their loved ones from afar during this.
It is the oldest rivalry in the VIVO IPL, and I tell you what, these two boys, they've got it going against
during this time because the bubble life can be difficult, so they need that support on the outside.
each other as well, because it's KKR and RCB. So are you guys okay today?
And we'll try and provide that support on the inside, and hopefully we'll make some memories. One burgundy. As well as the tournament, really, just it's a long time.
Legend of the game, Baz
He's got the jukes up. I love it. It's a perfect segue to Tui's point.
Their loved ones, and they're going to have to depend on some of their loved ones from afar during this.
It is the oldest rivalry in the VIVO IPL, and I tell you what, these two boys, they've got it going against each other as well, because it's KKR and RCB. So are you guys okay today? De Villiers for RCB, but Parthiv Patel, you've got a different opinion on this one because things are going...
But something which they can think of.
I think I also just combined us. De Villiers for RCB, but Parthiv Patel, you've got a different opinion on this one because things are going... For 15 off just 2 overs. Parthiv.
But something which they can think of.
I think I also just combined us. De Villiers for RCB, but Parthiv Patel, you've got a different opinion on this one because things are going... Glenn Maxwell, he's got his campaign off to a really good start after such a lean 2020 with 0 sixes. 5 for 15 off just 2 overs. Parthiv.
Something which they can think of.
I think I also just combined us. Glenn Maxwell, he's got his campaign off to a really good start after. Let's hope we see him achieve that milestone. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. We are counting down to RCB. Well, he's got his campaign off to a really good start. Let's hope we see him achieve that milestone. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. We're counting down to RCB.
में वो बहुत वैल्यू देते हैं। हर्षल पटेल अपने पहले मैच में 5 और दूसरे में 2 विकेट लेकर गेंद से काफी इस फॉर्म के अलावा केकेआर के खिलाफ भी उनका अच्छा रिकॉर्ड है। ही इज अवेलेबल फॉर जस्ट 9 क्रेडिट्स। आंड्रे रसल ने मुंबई के खिलाफ पिछले मैच में 5 विकेट लेने के बाद गेंद से अपना फॉर्म वापस पाया। उनके पास आज के अपोनेंट्स के खिलाफ एक हर्षल पटेल अपने पहले मैच में 5 और दूसरे में 2 विकेट लेकर गेंद से काफी इस फॉर्म के अलावा केकेआर के खिलाफ भी उनका अच्छा रिकॉर्ड है। ही इज अवेलेबल फॉर जस्ट 9 क्रेडिट्स। आंड्रे रसल ने मुंबई के खिलाफ पिछले मैच में 5 विकेट के बाद टोटल कंट्रोल अपना फॉर्म वापस पाया। उनके पास आज के अपोनेंट्स के खिलाफ एक हर्षल पटेल अपने पहले मैच में 5 और दूसरे में 2 विकेट लेकर गेंद से काफी इस फॉर्म के अलावा केकेआर के खिलाफ भी उनका अच्छा रिकॉर्ड है। ही इज अवेलेबल फॉर जस्ट 9 क्रेडिट्स। आंड्रे रसल ने मुंबई के खिलाफ पिछले मैच में 5 विकेट के बाद टोटल कंट्रोल अपना फॉर्म वापस पाया। उनके पास आज के अपोनेंट्स के खिलाफ एक हर्षल पटेल अपने पहले मैच में 5 और दूसरे में 2 विकेट लेकर गेंद से काफी
couldn't be more excited to have Virat Kohli and Owen Morgan going against one another today. Two great brains of the game. There's a beautiful view of the ground there. Marina Beach in the background. A glorious day here in Chennai. Very hot, I have to add, and of course very humid down in this part of the world. It's been even Steven the last 6 meetings, 3 games each. Very little to choose between the teams, though in Abu Dhabi and Sharjah, RCB will win. Complete a hat-trick of wins today, but we know that in 2014, very hot, I have to add, and of course they won the first 2 and then rather fell apart at the seams. So down in this part of the world. It's been even Steven the last 6 meetings, 3 games each. Very little to choose between the teams, though held its position in the air, so Virat Kohli got his wish. He won the toss, he chose to bat. With me today in the commentary box, Matthew Hayden and Murali Kartik. Over to you. Kartik. 2 and then rather fell apart at the seams.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mark. Good afternoon, Matthew. I think these players, Virat Kohli will open the batting with this. If that particle who fell very early, but they've brought in Rajat.
It's been even Steven the last 6 meetings, 3 games each. Very little to choose between.
Didar has a lot of good opinion about him, the captain, and that.
Yeah, so Virat Kohli got his wish. He won the toss, he chose to bat. With me today in the commentary box, Matthew Hayden and Murali Kartik. Over to you. Kartik. 2 and then rather fell apart at the seams.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mark. Good afternoon, Matthew. I think these players.
You love the look of this Kolkata side.
I do indeed, Mark. G'day to you and g'day to you as well, Kartik, and everyone at home.
If that particle who fell very early, but they brought in Rajat.
This side is unchanged. There's been a flow of runs at the top. Power pack 3 of Gill, Tripathi and Rana have been magnificent. They've hit a submerged log with Owen Morgan. As a batsman who's made just 9 runs in these first 2 matches. The power plays and a wily spinner. In fact, they've got 3 spinners. I do indeed, Mark. G'day to you and g'day to you as well, Kartik, and everyone at home. This side is unchanged. There's been a flow of runs at the top. Power pack 3 of Gill, Tripathi and Rana have been magnificent. They've hit a submerged log with
average, and then Mohammad Siraj, one of the new guys who impressed, particularly actually in Australia. I thought he was brilliant out there, even
as a batsman who's made just 9 runs in these first 2 matches.
In Test match cricket, there's an exciting young cricketer to watch. He's got such enthusiasm. Matthew Hayden's just pointed out that Morgan hasn't quite got out of the blocks yet.
In fact, they've got 3 spinners. I do indeed, Mark. G'day to you and g'day to you as well, Kartik, and everyone at home. This side is unchanged. There's been a flow of runs at the top. Power pack 3 of Gill, Tripathi and Rana have been magnificent. They've hit a submerged log with
average, and then Mohammad Siraj, one of the new guys who impressed, particularly actually in Australia. I thought he was brilliant out there, even
as a batsman who's made just 9 runs in these first 2 matches.
Apart from the physicality of it, I don't think there's going to.
Matthew Hayden's just pointed out that Morgan hasn't quite got out of the blocks yet.
Be obviously any due, so you can be rest assured because the game's going to finish. from the physicality of it, I don't think there's going to
just pointed out that Morgan hasn't quite got out of the blocks yet.
be obviously any due, so you can be rest assured because the game's going to finish.
So far, managed to just play across the line. Got out for 11 in his first match, looking to make amends. Physical aspects of the game though, Mark, they really are there to be had. Hot and humid.
Yeah. Totally not far off 6,000, as you said. AB de Villiers not far off 5,000.
So far, managed to just play across the line. Got out for 11 in his first match, looking to make amends. Physical aspects of the game though, Mark, they really are there to be had. Hot and humid.
Yeah. Totally not far off
like
6,000, as you said. AB de Villiers not far off 5,000.
I don't think you need the long on straight away. I would rather have him that deep mid wicket and a man at long leg because of the length he might bowl. The first two deliveries are fine, but post that you're always thinking the batsman's coming at you and you want that push.
Physical aspects of the game though, Mark, they really are there to be had. Hot and humid.
Yeah. Totally not far off
Like
6,000,
Virat.
as you said. AB de Villiers not far off 5,000.
I don't think you need the long on straight away. I would rather have him that deep mid wicket and a man at long leg because of the length he might bowl. The first two deliveries are fine, but post that you're always thinking the batsman's coming at you and you want that push. And also what happens is on a track with spins, when you run down the track, when you start hitting, you start dragging it with the spin. So that deep mid wicket is perfect. Perfectly fine. To hit long on, it has to be a lot fuller and you need to be to the pitch of the ball. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted that long leg.
Yeah.
That you have that cushion.
Well, I'm surprised he bowls with 5 offside in the ring. I reckon he can bring another one across. Ask him to try to hit against the spin.
Also what happens is on a track with spins, when you run down the track, when you start hitting, you start dragging it with the spin. So that deep mid wicket is perfect. Perfectly fine. To hit long on, it has to be a lot fuller and you need to be to the pitch of the ball. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted that long leg. But yeah. Have that cushion.
Well, I'm surprised he bowls with 5 offside in the ring. I reckon he can bring another one across. Ask him to try to hit against the spin.
Also what happens is on a track with spins, when you run down the track, when you start hitting, you start dragging it with the spin. So that deep mid wicket is perfect. Perfectly fine. To hit long on, it has to be.
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से
Cushion.
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से
It's just been a misleg stump. And a bit high. Haydos, he was spot on. That's what you told me off air.
One of the great challenges of this match.
It's just been a misleg stump. And a bit high. Haydos, he was spot on. That's what you told me off air.
One of the great challenges of this match.
It's just been a misleg stump.
डांट डपट कि कभी चपत से सही बात समझाती है।
Pick it up.
घर से दूर ये मेरी फैमिली घर कभी चपत से सही बात समझाती है।
Pick it up.
घर से दूर ये मेरी फैमिली घर
Side. Ask Virat Kohli to have a go at him, but look at that. You can keep looking at it. It's such a difficult catch. The only thing which we see is the time when he takes the catch, but the running which he had to do, the amount of ground Rahul Tripathi covered, outstanding.
घर से दूर ये मेरी फैमिली घर
Ask Virat Kohli to have a go at him, but look at that. You can keep looking at it. It's such a difficult catch. The only thing which we see is the time when he takes the catch, but the running which he had to do, the amount of ground Rahul Tripathi covered, outstanding.
Close to perfect.
such a difficult catch. The only thing which we see is the time when he takes the catch, but the running which he had to do. The amount of ground Rahul Tripathi covered, outstanding. Close to perfect.
Using the seam bowls, so the ball's not coming on. So very clever of Morgan to go with the spinners and say, okay, so you guys are all ready to take on our quicks. What are you going to do against our Spindleys?
Yeah, great call, hard, really difficult, because you know that you're under pressure as an opening.
Using the seam bowls, so the ball's not coming on. So very clever of Morgan to go with the spinners and say, okay, so you guys are all ready to take on our quicks. What are you going to do against our Spindleys?
Yeah, great call, hard, really difficult, because you know that you're under pressure as an opening.
For DDP, even such a natural timer as he. Using the seam bowls, so the ball's not coming on. So very clever of Morgan to go with the spinners and say, okay, so you guys are ready to take on our quicks. What are you going to do against our Spindleys? Yeah, great call, hard, really difficult, because you know that you're under pressure as an opening. For DDP, even such a natural timer as he.
तो ही फायदा है।
सही है। म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Such a natural timer as he.
ही फायदा है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
इक्विटी और डेट में इस तरह इन्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट हो बेहतर।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेज ध्यानपूर्वक पढ़ें।
मैंगोला
I'm coming, Alia.
Must have been so tempting, mustn't it? Sharp Glenn Maxwell got away from the ball, really committed to the shot, gave himself room to throw arms and hands at it.
One of the things that he did really well, I think, so far in this tournament is he stayed back with the ball. He's waited so well. Look how long he has to wait for this and virtually hits it off the top of off stump. That's why I think he's so successful against a wicket that's slow. And the other thing is, Mark, that if it is a little bit short of a length, he can rock back and hit you to the onside as well.
That isn't so good. Just got to make darn sure he makes good his form. Before this match, his Upstox Cricket Index stats are fascinating. Look how well he's done against spin in the game so far. Not out yet, striking at 145. He's had a good thing.
All the more the reason why Varun Chakravarti should have been persisted with, because Maxwell against Varun Chakravarti when he's going great guns, I think that's such a tempting thing. Why stop him and bring Shakib?
There's temptations, right? You got Pat Cummins, the best bowler in the world, premium fast bowler in the world, and he's not opening the bowling with the new ball, which we can understand, of course.
That isn't so good. Just got to make darn sure he makes good his form. Before this match, his Upstox Cricket Index stats are fascinating. Look how well he's done against spin in the game so far. Not out yet, striking at 145. He's had a good thing.
All the more the reason why Varun Chakravarti should have been persisted with, because
Maxwell knew exactly what he was doing there. Got the bat a little flatter and hit the ball a little flatter with it.
There's temptations, right? You got Pat Cummins, the best bowler in the world, premium fast bowler.
4 have gone, 19 for 2.
Opening the bowling with the new ball, which we can understand, of course.
That isn't so good. Just got to make darn sure he makes good his form. Before this match, his Upstox Cricket Index stats are fascinating. Look how well he's done against spin in the game so far. Not out yet, striking at 145. He's had a good thing.
all the more the reason why Varun Chakravarti should have been persisted with, because
Maxwell knew exactly what he was doing there. Got the bat a little flatter and hit the ball a little flatter with it.
There's temptations, right? You got Pat Cummins, the best bowler in the world, premium fast bowler.
4 have gone, 19 for 2.
Opening the bowling with the new ball, which we can understand, of course.
That isn't so good. Just got to make darn sure he makes good his form. Before this match, his Upstox Cricket Index stats are fascinating. Look how well he's done against spin in the game so far. Not out yet, striking at 145. He's had a good thing. Maxwell knew exactly what he was doing there. Got the bat a little flatter and hit the ball a little flatter with it.
See how things unfold here. It's KKR. And we've got pace on. We've got Staleka and Shivaramakrishna alongside. For the first time this afternoon. What an extra pace, ladies and gents.
Afternoon.
See how things unfold here. It's KKR. And we've got pace on. Flow. Take four and be happy.
Let's take it any which way. Unable to get too many against the spinners.
First time this afternoon. Extra pace, ladies and gents.
Afternoon.
See how things unfold here. It's KKR. And we've got pace on. Flow. Take four and be happy.
Let's take it any which way. Unable to get too
The
many
school
against
exam.
the
How
spinners.
about you? Stop cheating and just have a guess yourself. You're the one that's commentated on it.
See how things unfold here. It's KKR. And we've got pace on. Flow. Take four and be happy.
Let's take it any which way. Unable to get too
The
many
school
against
exam.
the
How
spinners.
about you? Stop cheating and just have a guess yourself. You're the one that's commentated on it.
फेवरेट ना चार अलग अलग बार हाँ
Continuous stirring is the secret. Stir in uniform circles. Remember, the way to make them fluffy is to expand practice.
The school exam. How about you? Stop cheating and just have a guess yourself. You're the one that's commentated on it.
फेवरेट ना चार अलग अलग बार हाँ
Continuous stirring is the secret. Stir in uniform circles. Remember, the way to make them fluffy is to expand practice.
फेवरेट ना चार अलग अलग बार हाँ
Continuous stirring is the secret. Stir in uniform circles.
Doing the inside out shot. Earlier, he used to fall to the leg spinners.
चार अलग अलग बार हाँ
Doing the inside out shot. Earlier, he used to fall to the leg spinners.
Now, in these challenging times, of course, we're encouraging you to celebrate the VIVO IPL responsibly. Stay home, wear a mask and wash your hands. Right, discipline, we know you love. Yes, winning team of the season. Oh, Glenn Maxwell. Playing the shot. Now, these challenging times, of course, we're encouraging you to celebrate the VIVO IPL responsibly. Stay home, wear a mask and wash your hands. Right, discipline, we know you love. Yes, winning team of the season. Maxwell. Playing the shot. Now, these challenging times, of course, we're encouraging you to celebrate the VIVO IPL responsibly. Stay home, wear a mask and wash your hands. Discipline, know you love.
Axis Bank, दिल से ओपन।
अपने बेटे की तरह अपने पैसों को भी किस
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents.
Axis Bank, दिल से ओपन।
अपने बेटे की तरह अपने पैसों को भी किस
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents.
Axis Bank, दिल से ओपन।
His notable stroke play and inventiveness, I like it a lot.
अपने बेटे की तरह अपने पैसों को भी किस
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents.
Axis Bank, दिल से ओपन।
His notable stroke play and inventiveness, I like it a lot.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents.
Good little look around.
Field changes. Yeah. It's up Maxi.
His notable stroke play into this I like a lot.
Good little look around. Field changes. Yeah. It's up Maxi. What's it? Well, I'd like both be sides. I reckon I'd like both be sides. MI, hard to go past the boys from Bollywood Blue, isn't it? And then probably Delhi. But there's my four. There you go. Stella's, I got that info off you too. Stop. Now, strike rates. Yeah, look at that. Phew. He's unreal when he gets in and gets set. It's Glenn Maxwell. We've had 7 overs. Both be sides. MI, hard to go past the boys from Bollywood Blue, isn't it? And then probably Delhi. There's my entire strategic timeout here. Stella's, I got that info off you too. Stop. Now, strike rates. Yeah, look at that. Phew. He's unreal when he gets in and gets set. It's Glenn Maxwell. We've had 7 overs. Both sides. MI, hard to go past the boys from Bollywood Blue, isn't it? And then probably Delhi. There's my entire strategic timeout here. Stella's, I got that info off you too. Stop. Now, strike rates. Yeah, look at that. Phew.
और अब स्टॉक्स पे इन्वेस्टिंग इन स्टॉक्स इजी स्टॉक्स बाय या सेल करो सीधे अपने फोन से अब स्टॉक स्टार्ट करके देखो
इन्वेस्टमेंट इन सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट आर सब्जेक्ट टू मार्केट रिस्क रीड ऑल
स्टॉक्स पे इन्वेस्टिंग इन स्टॉक्स इजी स्टॉक्स बाय या सेल करो सीधे अपने फोन से अब स्टॉक स्टार्ट करके देखो इन्वेस्टमेंट इन सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट आर सब्जेक्ट टू मार्केट रिस्क रीड ऑल
एक्सक्यूज मी जिंक्स पिच में ग्रास है तो ज्यादा सीमर्स खिलाओ।
करोड़ों में एक बात बोली चैम्प।
अब सुनो,
स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्टिंग इन स्टॉक्स इजी स्टॉक्स बाय या सेल करो।
1 से 1 करोड़ वाली बात। My 11 सर्कल पे 1 रुपए में टीम बनाओ और
स्टार्ट करके देखो। इन्वेस्टमेंट इन सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट आर सब्जेक्ट टू मार्केट रिस्क। रीड ऑल रिस्क।
The umpires, you see, they're the ones who adjudicate and do the points and what have you. And
excuse me,
long gone. These are the guys, the umpires, decide.
करोड़ों में एक बात बोली चैम्प।
अब सुनो,
स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्टिंग इन स्टॉक्स इजी स्टॉक्स बाय या सेल करो।
1 से 1 करोड़ वाली बात। My 11 सर्कल पे 1 रुपए में टीम बनाओ और
स्टार्ट करके देखो। इन्वेस्टमेंट इन सिक्योरिटीज मार्केट आर सब्जेक्ट टू मार्केट रिस्क। रीड
Always quite nice, isn't it? Because
The umpires, you see, they're the ones who adjudicate and do the points and what have you. And excuse me, long gone. These are the guys, the umpires, decide.
करोड़ों में एक बात बोली चैम्प।
अब सुनो,
स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्टिंग इन स्टॉक्स इजी
Stunning start, but here we go. We've heard the siren go off already a couple of times.
always quite nice, isn't it? Because
The umpires, you see, they're the ones who adjudicate and do the points and what have you. And excuse me, long gone. These are the guys, the umpires, decide.
options for a spinner, so that's why it is crucial for spinners to stay behind the line, especially against a
already a couple of times.
Glenn Maxwell. Yep, watch out everyone. Balls flying everywhere. Always quite nice, isn't it? Because options for a spinner, so that's why it is crucial for spinners to stay behind the line, especially and he's let the ball do the work, so to speak. He's just placed it perfectly, so he's very clear in his thought. Glenn Maxwell. Yep, watch out everyone. Balls flying everywhere. Process, probably something we haven't seen in the IPL for a while.
5 years or so, I reckon, Steelers. The last time we got a half century, wasn't it? 2016.
Options for a spinner, so that's why it is crucial for spinners to stay behind the line, especially and he's let the ball do the work, so to speak. He's just placed it perfectly, so he's very clear in his thought. Glenn Maxwell. Yep, watch out everyone. Balls flying everywhere. Process, probably something we haven't seen in the IPL for a while.
5 years or so, I reckon, Steelers.
It's open. And here, Good use of the feet, deep in the crease.
2016.
Reading the ball off the pitch.
Process, probably something we haven't seen in the IPL for a while.
Yeah, orange cap and all. Then
And here, good use of the feet, deep in the crease.
2016.
Reading the ball off the pitch.
Process, probably something we haven't seen in the IPL for a while.
Here, good use of the feet, deep in the crease.
2016.
Reading the ball off the pitch.
Up their sleeve. Master of most surfaces. Isn't he?
Yeah, he does, and he's a player in form as well. When you get these players who are naturally good players, and they've got a few scores behind them, they come out with a lot.
Master of most surfaces.
The confidence, don't they? So our opportunity was certainly the first 6 or so balls.
Shot hard but flat and straight at the fielder. Isn't he?
Yeah, he does, and he's a player in form as well. When you get these players who are naturally good players, and they've got a few scores behind them, they come out with a lot.
Master of most surfaces.
The confidence, don't they? So our opportunity was certainly the first 6 or so balls.
Shot hard but flat and straight at the fielder. Left with you. So as that goes for 2, I'm going to ask you this question. You've watched the games, you've suffered once yourself. Have you got a thought? Isn't he?
He does, and he's a player in form as well. When you get these players who are naturally good players, and they've got a few scores behind them, they come out with a lot.
Master of most surfaces.
The confidence, don't they? So our opportunity was certainly the first 6 or so balls.
shot. Hard but flat and straight at the fielder. Left with you. So as that goes to 2, I'm going to ask you this question. You've watched the games, you've suffered once yourself. Have you got a thought?
भाई ये क्या टक टक लगा रखी है? बिग गेम कमिंग अप। तो क्या करे? बंद करो ये टक टक। डाउनलोड करो टकाटक। तो आप भी फटाफट डाउनलोड करो और अपनी फेवरेट टीम को फॉलो करो।
MX Kolkata, India's leading shot. Video app. Download now.
तो हो जाए खेल टकाटक। भाई ये क्या टक टक लगा रखी है? बिग गेम कमिंग अप। तो क्या करे? बंद करो ये टक टक। डाउनलोड करो टकाटक। तो आप भी फटाफट डाउनलोड करो और अपनी फेवरेट टीम को फॉलो करो।
MX Kolkata, India's leading shot. Video app. Download now.
तो हो जाए खेल टकाटक।
And not just in the contest over the next few years, but just in the contest over the next few years, but with cricket. Thanks for tuning in, and I think we've got another cracker on our hands here today, guys and gals. 80 for 2, we're into the 10th. With cricket. Thanks for tuning in, and I think we've got another cracker on our hands here today, guys and gals. 80 for 2, we're into the 10th. His power.
ये तो निकालना पड़ेगा यार।
His power.
ये तो निकालना पड़ेगा यार।
Owen thinks out there, but anyway, he bowled particularly. Well, as did Harbhajan, in fact. And here is Harbhajan back into the attack now to Devdutt Padikkal, 19 from 23. Owen thinks out there, but anyway, he bowled particularly. Well, as did Harbhajan, in fact. And here is Harbhajan back into the attack now. Help but think who's coming next. 19 from 23. You know, I cannot waste time out here if AB de Villiers is the next batsman, and Washington Sundar to follow. I'm not saying he's...
Don't want to jump off the boat as they're serving off the cocktails as well, because most sides have negotiated this window up to 12.
Well, as did Harbhajan. And here is Harbhajan back into the attack now. Help but think who's coming next. 19 from 23. You know, I cannot waste time out here if AB a little ahead of the others. We're only halfway through the 11th here, and they've got 89 for 2-1. Batsman, and Washington Sundar to follow. I'm not saying he's...
Don't want to jump off the boat as they're serving off the cocktails as well, because most sides have negotiated this window up to 12.
Help but think who's coming next. 19 from 23. You know, I cannot waste time out here with AB a little ahead of the others. We're only halfway through the 11th here, and they've got 89 for 2-1.
They're serving off the cocktails as well, because most sides have negotiated this window up to 12. just show their dominance. Hang in there, hang tough, not be content. Just to hold out as we see this. The youngster tried. To just show their dominance. Hang in there, hang tough, not be content. Just to hold out as we see this. The youngster tried. Already in this IPL, he's made impact, as he so often and regularly has done through the course of this tournament. He's been brilliant. Look at those stats. Almost 5,000 runs. Huge strike rate. He's got the ability. Just to hold out as we see this.
And he's away immediately. Beautiful.
Already in this IPL, he's made impact, as he so often and regularly has done through the course of this tournament. He's been brilliant.
Use of his talent there, he just waits longer. Norman,
huge strike rate. He's got the ability. They need to be there into the back end. One of them at very.
And he's away immediately. Beautiful.
Already in this IPL, he's made impact, as he so often and regularly has done through the course of this tournament. He's been brilliant.
Use of his talent there, he just waits longer. Norman,
huge strike rate. He's got the ability. They need to be
हम
there.
अपनी ज्वेलरी पहनने के लिए साल भर वेट करते हैं. Why wait when there's Milord?
use of his talent there, he just waits longer. Norman, huge strike rate. He's got the They need to be
हम
there.
अपनी ज्वेलरी पहनने के लिए साल भर वेट करते हैं. Why wait when there's Milord?
Jackpot. We all have been waiting for it. Get on the Cred app for this daily reward. jackpot. We all have been waiting for it. Get on the Cred app for this daily reward. He's become a left-hander now. That's a switch hit. And if he stood there and moved hands, the reverse sweep.
Yeah, both true.
Jackpot. We all have been waiting for it. Get on the Cred app for this daily reward. He's become a left-hander now. That's a switch hit. And if he stood there and moved hands, the reverse sweep.
Yeah, both true.
आना है तो ड्रीम 11 पे लगाना। मेक योर टीम नाउ। इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें। आना है तो ड्रीम 11 पे लगाना। मेक योर टीम नाउ। इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Good to see Ranveer on the ground. Champ, कौन जीतेगा?
दादा करोड़ों फैंस में से कोई भी जीत सकता है क्यों?
पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
ये बात 1 से 1 करोड़ वाली है। My 11 सर्कल पे 1 रुपए में टीम रोज 1 करोड़ फर्स्ट प्राइज जीतने का मौका पाओ।
खुद को चैंप समझते हो?
तो My 11
Good to see Ranveer on the ground. Champ, कौन जीतेगा?
दादा करोड़ों फैंस में से कोई भी जीत सकता है क्यों?
पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
ये बात 1 से 1 करोड़ वाली है। My 11 सर्कल पे 1 रुपए में टीम
खुद को चैंप समझते हो?
तो My 11
Good
the CX tire, strategic timeout. Cummins, expensive, 1 for 20. Then start with the new ball. The end of the CX tire, strategic timeout.
It's interesting to see when you come to the IPL, players are used somewhat differently than what we're used to seeing, whether
Cummins, expensive, 1 for 20. Then start with the new ball.
it's interesting to see when you come to the IPL, players are used somewhat differently than what we're used to seeing. Has brought him on now because they have to break this partnership.
Cummins, expensive, 20. Then start with the new ball.
It's interesting to see when you come to the IPL.
Run hard.
Has brought him on now because they have to break this partnership.
Run hard.
Has brought him on now because they have to break this partnership. Role in the games, and especially the night games. Day games, obviously you're not going to get it, but it is so hot that we actually saw
Run hard.
role in the games, and especially the night games. Day games, obviously you're not going to get it, but it is so hot that we actually saw especially the night games. Day games, obviously you're not going to get it. But it is so hot that we actually saw...
Varun Chakravarti. He's been really good. Varun Chakravarti. What stands out when AB bats against spinners is how late he plants his feet. He's been really good. What stands out when AB bats against De Villiers, 21 of 13. He's been really good. My word. Oh my word. Where does that come from? 17 of... That over. 134 for 3.
एक्सक्यूज मी जिम्स, पिच में ग्रास है तो ज्यादा सीमर्स
करोड़ों में एक बात बोली चैम्प।
अब सुनो 1 से 1 करोड़ वाली बात। My 11 सर्कल पे 1 रुपए में टीम बनाओ और रोज 1 करोड़ फर्स्ट प्राइज जीतने का मौका। 17
एक्सक्यूज मी जेम्स, पिच में ग्रास है तो ज्यादा सीमर्स
Serve energy, weight off your feet.
1 से 1 करोड़ वाली My 11 सर्कल पे 1 रुपए में टीम बनाओ और रोज 1 करोड़ फर्स्ट प्राइज जीतने का मौका।
एक्सक्यूज मी जेम्स, पिच में ग्रास है तो ज्यादा सीमर्स
Pick it up for a while. Coming from the sun into the shadows.
Yeah, it's probably.
एक्सक्यूज मी जेम्स, पिच में ग्रास है तो ज्यादा सीमर्स
Pick it up for a while. Coming from the sun into the shadows.
Yeah, it's probably.
That's on the gap. Don't bother running. Gray Ross. A.B. de Villiers. Pick it up for a while. Coming from the sun into the shadows.
Yeah, it's probably.
That's on the gap. Don't bother running. Onside. Going inside us. Just unreal how the dexterity of his hand. Just brilliant. That's why he's so good, so tough to bowl to. A.B. de Villiers finds gaps where other batsmen think there are none. That's on the gap. Don't bother running. Onside. Going inside us. Just unreal how the dexterity of his hand. Just brilliant. That's why he's so good, so tough to bowl to. A.B. de Villiers finds gaps where other batsmen think there are none. That's on the gap. Don't bother running. Onside. Going inside us. Just unreal how the dexterity of his hand. Just brilliant. That's why he's so good, so tough to bowl to. A.B. de Villiers finds gaps where other batsmen think there are none.
and position on this match.
Yes, their imagination is... the thing as much as anything else. I mean, they have the ability to pull off things that others perhaps can't imagine, but that's why.
Position on this match.
Yes, their imagination is... the thing as much as anything else. I mean, they have the ability to pull off things that others perhaps can't imagine, but that's why...
Position on this match.
Yes, their imagination is...
settled, Maxwell, in his thinking.
The thing as much as anything else. I mean, they have the ability to pull off things that others perhaps can't imagine, but that's why...
Settled, Maxwell, in his thinking. There's one side and thinking one way, but he hasn't. He's worked it out, and I think that's what you're talking about, Mark. It's fine that everyone else makes... to feel welcome in a side, but you yourself, when it's all said and done, have to cement your own thinking as how you want to approach the match.
Straight up.
Settled, Maxwell, in his thinking. There's one side and thinking one way, but he hasn't. He's worked it out, and I think that's what you're talking about, Mark. It's fine that everyone else makes... to feel welcome in a side, but you yourself, when it's all said and done, have to cement your own thinking as how you want to approach the match.
Straight up.
Settled, Maxwell, in his thinking. There's one side and thinking one way, but he hasn't. He's worked it out, and I think that's what you're talking about, Mark. It's fine that everyone else makes...
And he takes it. That's a brilliant get at the boundary.
to feel welcome in a side, but you yourself, when it's all said and done,
Oh my God.
to cement your own thinking is how you want to approach the match. Straight up. Probably wanted less bat on that, Maxwell. Top edge would have done.
You mentioned earlier he was looking to access the offside, but this time he's looking to access the leg side, getting a top edge.
In cricket, you get vignettes of the plays within a play, and that was certainly one. 2 Australians is wide, just a bit too wide. If you get slingy, come.
Probably wanted less bat on that, Maxwell. Top edge would have done.
You mentioned earlier he was looking to access the offside, but this time he's looking to access the leg side, getting a top edge.
In cricket, you get vignettes of the plays within a play, and that was certainly one. 2 Australians bowling it right into his heart. Just a bit too wide. If you get slingy, come.
Bat on that, Maxwell. Top edge would have done.
You mentioned earlier he was looking to access the offside, but this time he's looking to access the leg side, getting a top edge.
In cricket, when he's fully fit, he bowls quick. He really hits the pitch hard. That's his physical strength. But he's quite savvy.
If you get slingy, come.
AB, boundary, boundary, boundary.
Oh my goodness me.
He's fully fit and he bowls quick. He really hits the pitch hard. That's his physical strength. But he's quite savvy. AB, boundary, boundary, boundary.
Still putting pressure on Russell.
Goodness me.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Very few have the wherewithal for that. But he's one of them.
Very, very. Few batsmen have a shot for every ball, whether it's good or not.
Still putting pressure on Russell.
Goodness me.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Very few have the wherewithal for that. But he's one of them.
Very, very. Few batsmen have a shot for every ball, whether it's good or not.
Still putting pressure on Russell.
अब सब ऊपर वाले के हाथ में है.
batsmen have a shot for every ball. Whether it's good or not.
Extremely hot today and his face is red. And sometimes you feel like when you're batting here that your whole head is just going to explode.
अब सब ऊपर वाले के हाथ में है.
Extremely hot today and his face is red. And sometimes you feel like when you're batting here that your whole head is just going to explode. When he gets it, and he not only gets it, he puts it right into the hole. Very good piece of batting.
He needs a single and he can...
Extremely hot today and his face is red. And sometimes you feel like when you're batting here that your whole head is just going to explode. When he gets it, and he not only gets it, he puts it right into the hole. Very good piece of batting.
He needs a single and he can...
And he puts it right into the hole. Very good piece of batting.
of an innings, though even that didn't quite match what came later. AB de Villiers 76 from 34 balls. Of the very purest ball striking, and there is a magic. Of an innings, though even that didn't quite match what came later. AB de Villiers 76 from 34 balls. Needs someone to play. The very purest ball striking, and there is a magic.
KKR made a stunning start in the first of the doubleheaders on a Super Sunday in the VIVO IPL.
Though even that didn't quite match what came later. AB de Villiers 76 from 34 balls. Needs someone to play.
Gambia, as well as Graham Swan alongside me. GG, we never expected that kind of total after they got two of the doubleheaders on a Super Sunday in the VIVO IPL.
Needs someone to play.
Gambia, as well as Graham Swan alongside me. GG, we never expected that kind of total after they
Captain made that call, because that was probably the ridiculous captaincy I've ever seen. I can't explain that because there is no terminology that.
With Buckingham, Sanjay Banga as well is. I don't think it can be a coincidence now that the last two times he's been in the runs, the last two seasons.
As well as Graham Swan alongside me. GG, we never expected that kind of total after they
Captain made that call, because that was probably the ridiculous captaincy I've ever seen. I can't explain that because there is no terminology that.
Did you?
Absolutely. The more you watch him, the more you start loving him. And see, and he's done it many a time. This is not something which is probably once in a.
Now that the last two times he's been in the runs, the last two seasons.
Absolutely. The more you watch him, the more you start loving him. And see, and he's done it many a time. This is not something which is probably once in a.
Now that the last two times he's been in I'm not sure about the headband, but, you know, it's very in vogue at the minute. So Axl Rose all the way.
Can I just make a point? You paid so much money.
I'm not sure about the headband, but, you know, it's very in vogue at the minute.
Special segment. Now, in the arena of VIVO IPL, we witness all the excitement cricket has to offer. लेकिन कभी-कभी हमें ऐसे मोमेंट्स देखने को मिलते हैं जो फैंस के दिल और दिमाग पर सालों तक छाए रहते हैं. And that's what we celebrate here on Bolmo. Special segment. Now, in the arena of VIVO IPL, we witness all the excitement cricket has to offer. कभी-कभी हमें
और फूल को आने दो.
फैंस के दिल और दिमाग पर सालों तक छाए रहते हैं. And that's what we celebrate here on Bolmo. Segment. Now, in the arena of VIVO IPL, we witness all the excitement cricket has to offer. कभी-कभी हमें
hot heat that is renowned in this part of the world. Field first and then you chase leather. Heat is renowned in this part of the world. Nicely embraced. Maybe de Villiers with the gloves on. Hardly time to catch his breath. Simmons, in fact, mirrored by Maxwell. He's the same. 9 4s and 3 6s. Maxwell 78 from 49. Again, is renowned in this part of the world. Nicely embraced. Maybe de Villiers with the gloves on. Hardly time to catch his breath. Simmons, in fact, mirrored by Maxwell. He's the same. 9 4s and 3 6s. Maxwell 78 from 49. Again, comes on. Hardly time to catch his breath. Simmons and back, mirrored by Maxwell. He's the same, 9 4s and 3 6s. Maxwell 78 from 49.
Very good. He's been the one willing to attack.
And I think Lisa this year. He is ready to rock and roll here. Siraj. That certainly carried through nicely to de Villiers.
Very good. He's been the one willing to attack.
And I think Lisa this year.
When I was coming back from doing the
He is ready to rock and roll here. Siraj.
I'm pretty sure that he could foresee an end.
Very good. He's been the one willing to attack.
And I think Lisa this year.
When I was coming back from doing the
Ready to rock and roll here. Siraj.
I'm pretty sure that he could foresee an end.
He's been the one willing to attack.
And I think Lisa this year.
When I was coming back from doing the
Get on it. Let us know. Fellas, come on. Game.
has to be that way.
Get on it. Let us know. Fellas, come on. Game.
Has to be that way.
A lovely punch. Great shot for just one.
Great shot for just one.
Space. Leave space, your space.
One. ये एक से एक करोड़ वाली बात। माई 11 सर्कल पे 1 रुपए में टीम बनाओ और 1 करोड़ फर्स्ट प्राइज जीतने का मौका पाओ।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम की संभावना शामिल है और इसकी
Space. Leave space, your space.
ये एक से एक करोड़ वाली बात। माई 11 सर्कल पे 1 रुपए में टीम बनाओ और 1 करोड़ फर्स्ट प्राइज जीतने का मौका पाओ।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम की संभावना शामिल है और इसकी
Space. Leave space, your space.
So, you can go about cricket and batting in so many different ways. We saw that even with Maxwell and AB de Villiers in England. You can go about cricket and batting in so many different ways. We saw that even with Maxwell and AB de Villiers in England.
Another on Academy maximum. Shubman G.
Well, these are amazing shots from Shubman Gill. First, you can go about cricket and batting in so many different ways. We saw that even with Maxwell and AB de Villiers in England.
Another on Academy maximum. Shubman G.
Well, these are amazing shots from Shubman Gill. First,
Genius, sir.
अरे वाह।
amazing Blazing shots from Shubman Gill first.
Genius. अरे वाह. Genius. अरे वाह.
These students have been selected for higher studies in top-ranked universities worldwide.
This ball faced. Last over went for 20.
That's such a brilliant game.
These students have been selected for higher studies in top-ranked universities worldwide.
And just pop it forward of point. Last over as easy as you like. Oh, we come.
That's such a brilliant game.
These students have been selected for higher studies in top-ranked universities.
And I think it's part of the strategy of thinking. And gone that way, ladies and gents. A strike rate like this from and just pop it forward of point. Last over as easy as you like. Oh, we come.
That's such a brilliant game.
These students have been selected for higher studies in top-ranked universities.
And I think it's part of the strategy of thinking.
Such a great angle.
And gone that way, ladies and gents. A strike rate like this from and just pop it forward of point. Last over as easy as you like. Oh, we come.
Such a brilliant game.
These students have been selected for higher studies in top-ranked universities.
I think it's part of the strategy of thinking.
cred power play, they could also get featured in the VIVO IPL.
And on that way, ladies and gents, strike rate like this from
क्या आपके पास बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड्स है?
बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड ये मार्केट के अप्स एंड डाउन्स को मैनेज करने के लिए ये इक्विटी और डेट में इस तरह इन्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट हो बेहतर।
आपके पास बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड्स है?
बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड ये मार्केट के अप्स एंड डाउन्स को मैनेज करने के लिए ये इक्विटी और डेट में इस तरह इन्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट हो बेहतर।
It is clean and straight.
क्या आपके पास बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड्स है?
बैलेंस्ड एडवांटेज फंड ये मार्केट के अप्स एंड डाउन्स को मैनेज करने के लिए इक्विटी और डेट में इस तरह इन्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट हो बेहतर।
It is clean and straight.
All over Red Rover,
All over Red Rover.
It's clean and straight.
He's a pocket rocket. He's always thinking of how to disturb the bowler's line and length. He's a pocket rocket. He's always thinking of how to disturb the bowler's line and length.
go about any run chase, whether it had been 150 or 200. And in this instance, they've got to be thinking to be
He's a pocket rocket. He's always thinking of how to disturb the bowler's line and length.
or up near 85-90 if they can be after. Go about any run chase, whether it had been 150 or 200. And in this instance, they've got to be thinking to be near 85-90 if they can be after. Well, you'd never have dreamt of that shot. You'd have dreamt of that one, and you'd have hoped to find the gap. But any run chase, whether it had been 150 or 200, and in this instance, they've got to be thinking to be. Well, you'd never have dreamt of that shot. You'd have dreamt of that one, and you'd have hoped to find the gap. But any run chance, whether it had been 150 or 200, in this instance, they've got to be thinking to be. The length balls from the quicks were a bit uneven in pace. Well, you'd never have dreamt of that shot. You'd have dreamt of that one, and you'd have hoped to find the gap. But any run chance, whether it had been 150 or 200, in this instance, they've got to be thinking to be. The length balls from the quicks were a bit uneven in pace.
Sorry, mate, you bat brilliantly. And, mate, you didn't go too bad either.
The length balls from the quicks were a bit uneven in pace. Old Mohammad Siraj gets that right in the block hole. 5 gone, 45 for 1.
Brilliantly. And, mate, you didn't go too bad either.
Mohammad Siraj gets that right in the block hole. 5 gone, 45 for 1.
Brilliantly. Didn't go too bad either.
Enough pavilion end. And the boundaries on the leg side. You see them there. .76, 72 down, 72 again. Big boundaries.
Well, now it's a shorter boundary for Nitish Rana, who's really...
5 gone, 45 for 1. Brilliantly. Didn't go too bad either.
Enough pavilion end. And the boundaries on the leg side. You see them there. .76, 72 down, 72 again. Big boundaries.
Well, now it's a shorter boundary for Nitish Rana, who's really...
Perhaps the only thing that wasn't brilliant there was that delivery. It gave a bit of room, but the rest was perfect. A good shot. Right in the...
76, 72 down, 72 again. Big boundaries.
Well, now it's a shorter boundary for Nitish Rana, who's really...
Perhaps the only thing that wasn't brilliant there was that delivery. It gave a bit of room, but the rest was perfect. A good shot.